This morning, we are learning that the compound found in psychedelic mushrooms, yeah, that's right, magic mushrooms, may help heavy drinkers cut back or quit drinking entirely. Researchers at NYU's Grossman School of Medicine recently conducted the first ever placebo-controlled trial exploring the treatment of alcohol addiction with psilocybin. Dr. Michael Bogenschutz, director at NYU's Langone Center for Psychedelic Medicine, is joining us live from New York. Doctor, thanks for joining us. This is very interesting stuff.
Yeah, my pleasure.
So how did this come about, that you said maybe a psychedelic compound would help people stop drinking? It doesn't seem like really an A to B thing. So where did this idea come from?
Well, we've always known that people, even with the most severe addictions, can recover suddenly and dramatically. But we've never been very good at making that happen or helping that to happen. And there had been promising research on the use of psychedelics to treat alcohol use disorder going back to the 1950s and 60s. But it was abandoned mostly due to the bad reputation that psychedelics developed due to widespread misuse and countercultural associations in those days. But when I saw the research on psilocybin in normal volunteers, without any particular disorder, starting to come out in the early 2000s, I became very interested in trying to see if we could harness these effects to treat alcohol use disorder.
What do you think it is about a psychedelic compound does it change the brain chemistry of somebody's addictive nature?
Well, this is a big question and something we really are only beginning to understand. But it appears that treatment with psilocybin and related compounds shakes up the established patterns of brain activity and thought and behavior and creates a window of opportunity during which people may be more likely to and more able to learn new behaviors, new patterns of thought and responding. So in the case of alcohol use disorder, finding new ways to live rather than habitually drinking and damaging their lives in that way.
So I understand this is one of, if not the very first experiment of this type that has been done. It sounds like you're going to need to do more experiments. You're going to need to be able to have repeatable results here. And then maybe after that, when you determine why this works, you might have a consumer treatment. So are we really far away? This is a breakthrough. It's the first of its kind. But are we really far away from actually seeing consumers see a benefit of this and potential treatment?
Well, we have at least a few years to go. There's absolutely a need to replicate this finding and demonstrate to the satisfaction of the Food and Drug Administration that psilocybin is a safe and effective medication, if the evidence supports that. So the next study will be a larger multi-site trial with 15 sites, over 200 participants, and that will be the beginning of the process towards hopefully FDA approval if these results are replicated.
When you're doing this, you're giving them these microdoses of psilocybin, but you're also including therapy. Are the people on the psychedelic drug during the therapy, or are the therapy and the drug use sort of separate? I just want to understand the functionality of how this works. Exactly.
The therapy is a very important component of the treatment, and it happens before and after the drug administration sessions. During those sessions, people are in a highly altered state of consciousness, and they're not really that able to participate in psychotherapy in the usual sense of carrying on a conversation. And so during the session, it's more a matter of providing support and allowing people to have their own experience within themselves to learn what they can from the psilocybin experience.
So this isn't really microdosing. I mean, I might have misspoken there. You're giving them a decent-sized dose that puts them in a state in which they can't have a conversation.
That's correct. These are relatively large doses of psilocybin that are highly mind-altering, and most people experience pretty strong effects and require support from trained clinicians in order to safely navigate the experience and benefit.
Wow, okay, but there are benefits and you are finding them. That's Dr. Michael Bogenschutz. Thank you for joining us. A very interesting experiment there.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.